What is crack-a-lackin', everybody? JT the OCG come to you from the place to be. My private messages, actually. Oh, and this is good. Captain Bailey, CSEC. Hey, Shepard, just wanted to let you know the Drell kid's doing okay. Everything taken care of legally, and he's doing some work for me. Helping me deal with some trash in the wards. Maybe make life better for some of the kids like Mouse. Not perfect, but then what is? Don't know if your Drell and mine are talking. Told him life was too short not to. But I don't know if it took. Good luck out there. You know what? That works for Thane. Also works for Bailey, who we found out through contextual dialogue that he screwed up as a dad too, or he thinks he screwed up as a dad. So this could be good for Bailey, could be good for Koltar, and Thane. So I think that's one of those things where I didn't screw up entirely. But of course the Asari, ugh. I may have screwed up with the two Asari. Maybe they are like spies or whatever. I just realized when I close the
Trimming
shutters,
compensators, decimal 1-2.
when I do close the shutters here, that the audio gets muffled, which is very nice.
Have a few minutes to talk?
Certainly.
You know, when I went looking for an assassin, I expected to get a badass. You seem more like a monk.
In my experience, those who are truly dangerous don't act like they are. The Hanar trained my body for this role since I was 6 years old.
Yeah, that was a stupid thing. Yeah, people who are confident don't tell you they're confident. People who are rich don't tell you that you're rich. I don't profess to be rich, but I am well off now. And I will tell you, when I go out, I look like I am a beggar. I do not flaunt my monetary financial status. That's for two reasons. One, you won't be a victim, and two, you won't get the gold diggers. So.
You've been killing since you were 6?
Of course not. I didn't make my first kill until I was 12. They were training me. I was not to be used and thrown away. I was an investment.
You were a child, not an investment.
I've given you the wrong idea. They valued me, yes, as a resource, but also as a person. They regretted their need for me.
The Hanar? Excessively polite, worship the Protheans? They don't seem the type who'd train assassins.
Every species trains assassins. The Hanar are only unusual in that they need other species to do the killing for them. They have a strong grip and natural toxins, but have you ever seen one move quickly outside of water? Or fire a gun?
Why did your parents agree to this?
The agreement was made under the Compact. It was an honor for our family.
The Compact?
We live on the Hanar homeworld because they rescued us, some of us, from extinction. We owe them our lives. That is the Compact.
What exactly are the terms of the Compact?
There are many things the Hanar can't do, even with mechanical aid. They ask Drell to assist them.
Why is everything... Oh, that sounds like slavery to me. They rescue them. It was a beneficial... It's a beneficial symbiotic relationship. And, you know, you could tell... You could say that the Hanar could have expected taking them from an arid world to a humid world might affect them, their physiology, but you know, you don't know for certain. It's just basically like, you gotta, if you look at the Codex, what the Codex says, well, first of all, Drell lived to be about 85 years, so they're very human-like in there, and that their resources, they built up too much, they didn't have the foresight, it was a resource war, and they were fighting each other. So that's what the Hanar did. They rescued 375,000 out of them as billions died fighting each other. The Drell killed each other while their planet died. So this doesn't make sense, but I don't like see, this is why I'm not such a big fan of Mass Effect 2. Or, well, even Mass Effect 1 had this problem, I'm gonna tell you. Mass Effect 1 had the problem. They give you these prompts, and therefore you get these people who can't parse nuance. These gamers that can't parse nuance. You know, the ones that say Ashley is a space racist. Or they're objectifying Miranda as a sexual object. when they don't see the nuance and the contextual stuff of exactly how things have come to be, and that's based on the world building of Drew Caption, who built, who created this universe, this galaxy. And so so I don't like these prompts go here and then they give the impression where if someone like me who reads every codex entry, I don't put them all on video because, like I said, they're redundant from Mass Effect 1 for the most part, but for me who reads all the codex entries, this is where, no, I'm not going to say these because it doesn't fit what I know.
Why was your race going extinct?
Overpopulation. That must sound trite to you. Humans developed Mass Effect drive before the problem became acute. Our homeworld, Rakana, had few resources. We hadn't even developed fusion power when the soil began to fail from overuse and pollution. The Hanar found us a century ago. They sent hundreds of ships, evacuated thousands of us. Billions more had to be left behind.
Yeah, see, and this only gives you a snippet of what it was. The Codex gives you a much more detailed event of what happened.
What's the state of Rakana now?
Do you read your philosophers? A man named Thomas Hobbes. When all the world is overcharged with inhabitants, then the last remedy of all is war, which provideth for every man by victory or death. As Rakana died around them, my people slaughtered each other for mouthfuls of water, crumbs of food.
Okay, you could have made up a philosopher, a Drell philosopher, and thought up your own stuff. But this is what happens when you get liberal arts majors and you put them into game development, which is what BioWare was starting to do around Mass Effect 2.
But you don't kill for the Hanar anymore. You're freelance. What changed?
I was asleep for a long time, yes. I paid no attention to what my body was asked to do, but then... a laser dot trembles on the skull. One finger twitch, he dies. Then, the smell of spice on the spring wind. Sunset-colored eyes, defiant in the scope. The laser dances away. My apologies. Drell slip into memory so easily.
He already told you it was they came after his wife and they killed his wife. He did say wife, which I wish, again, they built up the backstory for Thane, but they kind of copy and pasted Thane and Samara somewhat, and they really didn't say, how do we, again, this is because Drew Caption was getting pushed out at BioWare. They did not sit here and go, okay, what did the Drell call their mate, right? They could have made up a lot of things, and if Drew was in charge, he would have thought of freaking a hierarchy, slang like he did with the Krogans and their quad, and all this kind of, and the language would have been better. Yeah, there would have been some vulgarity and some swear words and some little jokes here and there, a couple sexual ones, most dry, but it would have been, the dialogue would have been much smarter than it is in Mass Effect 2 so far. Yeah, well, I'm not saying so far, we're almost at the end, and a lot of the dialogue in Mass Effect 2 from Mass Effect 1 is sophomoric, and I think that was Hudson, the director, who really made a mistake when he listen, you can listen to your fans, but listen to your fans about game mechanics and how things work. That's great, but listening to them because, oh, we don't like Ashley Williams because she's space racist, and then you kind of push her off, or we don't like Kaidan because he's boring and dry, and then you push him off, and only give him a little thing in Mass Effect 2. And then you're doing a detriment to the story overall. And from what is readily known, even though I haven't played these games, I don't know anything with Mass Effect 3 except that the ending people were pissed at. But that's why people were harsh on Mass Effect 3, because you didn't flesh this out. You went for the experience instead of the game, and you kowtowed to the fans who who said, well, Mass Effect be easier if it wasn't so hard here, if it was more linear, if these choices, you didn't have all these choices. I didn't want people to die, or blah blah blah, or I want people to die, and all this kind of stuff. It just, that's game mechanics and how things work and how things are. That, yeah, listen to the fans, because they're the ones playing it. But when it comes to the narrative, no. If you have a story, you have the foundation, you go, listen, some of you aren't going to like it, some of you will like it. Sorry, but that's how the story goes.
Was that one of your assassinations?
Yes. Perhaps we can discuss it later. I've wasted too much of your time.
It was an innocent, wasn't it, Thane? It was an innocent person that you killed.
Do you need something?
You mind if I ask you a few questions?
Not at all.
No, we already said this.
I should go.
I shall return to my meditations.
But Samara, I think, is the better option. But then again, this is during the period of gaming where they were like, we want to focus on all the female characters. Male characters are kind of an afterthought. And that's what it is in this game. I mean, all of the women are pretty much like really fleshed out, and you could tell they spent more care with them than the male characters. And there is some subtle, sarcastic male bashing sometimes in this game, which would later become a big issue around 2016. Around 2016, all of a sudden it was just like you got a lot of male bashing, a lot of male cowardly characters. They started using other ethnicities as the protagonist and making the white person, the white male, the bad guy or the coward and stuff like that. Listen, if you make a good character, make a good character. It doesn't matter. People are gonna play it. But when you make it a blunt instrument of your ideology, then you're making a bad game. I mean, that's just how it is. Don't hate me for stating facts.
My dreams and waking hours equally. For the first time in 400 years, I am free. I am a ruined vessel of sorrow and regret, but I am free. It is not a feeling I can describe.
I'm sure you can't.
Was it worth it?
It was never a question of worth, but of need. I had to take the action I did, as
I don't
did
like
she.
that.
This was never a story that would have a happy outcome.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Was it worth it? No, dummy. No, Shepard, it wasn't worth it. But like she said, it needed to be done. And she's the one that had to do it.
You did your duty. What about your feelings?
One of my daughters is dead. My hopes, my dreams were all bound up in my children. Still, my feelings have always come after my duty. The same is true of you.
That is true. However, I found Ashley, and then I got Kelly for immediate comfort.
You said that Morinth was a monster, but she was still your daughter.
She was the strongest and smartest. She would not accept the injustice thrust upon her. She fought to the end. I am so proud of her, Shepard.
No, that's not... I mean, it is hypocritical. Let's see what she says.
You killed her for being what she was.
And I would again. But I also know what it means to leave everything behind and fight. Do you realize that she went on the run at the age of 40? I do not know human years well, but it is very young for Asari.
And I don't like that. I don't think Samara would say something like that. That she's proud of her for doing that. If she was proud of her because she wanted to make a better life, yes, but she knew what she wanted to do. She knew that she was addicted. Wait a minute. Let me rethink my own thoughts here. Because I might be jumping to a preliminary thought. Yeah, okay, so Samara probably, yes. No one would have thought Morinth in the beginning. I get it. Yeah, so Samara, she fought and she left and she didn't want to be bound by it. And Samara wouldn't have known that this is what Morinth's motives were in the beginning. Maybe Morinth didn't even know this was her motives. But once she got that first taste, then she went rogue.
What will you do now that Morinth is gone?
Assuming I survive your mission, I am a Justicar. Injustice still exists, and perhaps even other Ardat Yakshi.
You said, yeah, but you said 2 others, and both of them are your daughters.
There's no way to correct the condition Morinth had?
We are an advanced species, but we don't have magic. When the trait manifests at maturity, it is too late for mitigation. It only occurs in purebloods like myself. Perhaps that is the root of the stigma regarding Asari-exclusive pairings. I don't know.
Alright, so let's think about this. Because I don't think the Mass Effect 2 writers thought about this too much. Because this is something new to Mass Effect 2. This was never mentioned in Mass Effect 1, if I recall. It could be a culling process. It could be nature's way of culling the Asari because they live so long. So if you have these pure bloods, they would learn to kill each other. That would be necessary to limit their population. It also would dictate how the Asari went into philosophy, because that kind of stuff, if this happened to humans, we would really be overly religious to this day, I would think, because that's something you can't explain. Because if the Asari can't explain it with science, then who knows? But they do have how to mitigate it, and that's by interspecies breeding. But that goes back to the original thing of if this is what always happens with these type of individuals, then Samara's original "I'm so proud of her" doesn't make sense. Because if every one of them turned out like this, Morinth wasn't going to be any different. See, so you kind of you put yourself, see, from a writing standpoint, you put yourself into a hole. One or the other doesn't make sense. So,
I thought Ardat Yakshi were extremely rare.
Asari have spread to many worlds. There are remote regions with no government oversight. If I travel to those worlds, and they do exist, I will find them.
Morinth claimed that her condition was the future of the Asari race.
Morinth would say anything that served her cause. Ardat Yakshi are sterile, Shepard. That wouldn't be a particularly viable future for my people.
You don't want to settle down?
I did. I returned to my homeworld and tried to start a family. I will fight and struggle all my life. That is my fate. When I die, it will not be in bed. I am at peace with that.
You still control the direction of your life.
I have chosen this path. I truly am at peace, due in no small part to you.
yeah, I don't believe that, Samara. But hey,
How do you think our mission is going?
Spirits are high. We have a strong team and everyone is committed.
I should go.
Of course.
so I think with Samara, maybe if the writing goes well, Shepard will be sort of like, you know, her adopted family. Maybe. She sees something in Shepard. She sees what she saw in her daughter Morinth, but with a moral compass.
Commander, what can I do for you?
You have a minute, Miranda?
There's a lot to do, Shepard. Maybe another
I'll let you
time.
work.
Of course, Commander.
All right, but Miranda, she's all fine. And I don't think we're gonna get anybody else. So you know what we do now? We feed the fish, talk to Hannibal, take a piss. Hannibal! Hey, Hannibal. All right. So we got nothing but the fleet. Got twin suns. Here we go. Ooh, look at those ships. Those are pretty nice. The Migrant Fleet. A fleet of 50,000 craft holding over 17 million Quarians. The Migrant Fleet is the largest array of spacefaring vessels in the known galaxy. The Quarians on pilgrimage have visited most settled worlds in the galaxy. Few outsiders have ever stepped foot inside the Quarian's ship. Alright, you better see us. Oh, come on. I wanted to see us go move up. So we got Tali. Now, who are we gonna bring? Miranda? Alright, we're gonna bring Garrus. Oh, good. Here, I wanted to see this. Yes, this is nice.
This is Talizora Vasnima Naraya, requesting permission to dock with the Raya.
Our system has your ship flagged as Cerberus. Verify.
After time adrift among open stars, along tides of light and through shoals of dust, I will return to where I began.
Permission granted. Welcome home, Talizora.
We'd like a security and quarantine team to meet us. Our ship is not clean.
Understood. Approach exterior docking cradle 17.
Captain Shepard, Talizora told me a lot about you. I wish we could be meeting under more pleasant circumstances.
I never actually reached the rank of captain. Technically, I'm no longer in the Alliance military at all.
You're the commander of the Normandy, responsible for the lives aborted. That entitles you to respect among our people. May you stand between your crew and harm as you lead them through the empty quarters of the stars.
Kila Salai. It's an old ship captain's blessing, Shepard.
Right, and that shows that none of the writers, the director knows anything about military or actually seafaring things. It doesn't matter what your rank is. if you're in charge of a ship, you're the captain. So you could be a lieutenant, the captain dies, you're a lieutenant, all of a sudden you are called Captain so-and-so because you are the captain of the ship. So captain is a rank, but it's also a title.
Tali helped the Normandy's crew out of many difficult situations. I'm here to return the favor.
I understand. As the commander of the vessel she serves on, your voice carries weight. I wish I could do more to help, Tali. The trial requires that I be officially neutral, but I'm here if you need to talk. They're charging you with bringing active Geth into the fleet as part of a secret project.
That's insane. I never brought active Geth aboard. I only sent parts and pieces.
You sent Geth materials back to the migrant fleet?
Yes, my father was working on a project. He needed the materials. If I sent back something that was only damaged, not permanently inactive, no, I checked everything. I was careful.
Technically, I'm under orders to place Tali Zora under arrest pending the hearing. So, Tali, you're confined to this ship until this trial is over.
Thank you, Captain.
Preparations got underway as soon as you arrived. The hearing's being held in the Garden Plaza. Good luck.
I should have known. I know Tali is careful. I know she wouldn't send anything that was active or would have caused any harm. Why did I choose that option?
You should speak with Admiral Ran. She's waiting for you up ahead.
I can't believe they're charging Tali Zora with such a thing.
Oh, we see their language, their written language. That's cool. I don't know why I have weapons.
Get a Quadian captain to stand for her. She's as good as convicted.
Oh man, is that why they're forcing him to what's the term for it? Somebody in the comment section will know. Recluse. I got it before you guys in the comment section. To recluse themselves. Then this does seem like, well, let's use another shipfaring term. This is called a drum trial, a drumhead trial. And if anybody, of course, watched Star Trek The Next Generation, there is an episode about that. But the drumhead trial was basically the captain on a seafaring vessel would sit on a drumhead because they, of course, would play music to pass the time. And it basically was a Mickey Mouse court where it was just the bias of, it was hearsay, and it was the bias of the judge or the captain. Shall I run? Okay.
Tali Zora Vas Normandy. I am glad you came. I could delay them only so long.
Auntie Ron, Shepard Vas Normandy, this is Admiral Shalaran Vas Tonbe. She's a friend of my father's. Wait, Ron, you called me Vas Normandy.
I'm afraid I did, Tali. The Admiralty Board moved to have you tried under that name, given your departure from the Nima.
I know that voice. I know that voice. I think that, yeah, that's a great actress, I believe.
I take it being associated with the human ship is a bad sign.
They stripped me of my ship name. That's as good as declaring me exiled already.
It is a drumhead trial.
Tali. You have friends who still know you as Tali Zora Vas Nima. Whatever we must call you legally.
But you guys are giving in to the mob mentality.
You're an admiral. Does that mean you're one of the judges?
I'm afraid not. My history with Tali and her father forced me to recuse myself.
Recuse, not recluse. Recluse is
inside Tali. For my part, I moderate and ensure that
I'm sure somebody had,
but I have no vote in the judgment.
I'm sure somebody had a go at me in the comment section on that one. Recluse, yeah, recluse is a hermit. Recuse. Okay. Okay.
I guess we should get started. Does Tali have a defense counselor? Someone who speaks for her side?
Indeed she does, Captain Shepard. She is part of your crew now, recognized by Quarian law. And remember, an accused is always represented by his or her ship's captain.
Oh boy.
So, you would actually speak for my defense?
I'll do everything in my power to help you, Tali.
Thank you, Shepard. I could not ask for a better counselor.
Our legal rules are simple. There are no legal tricks or political loopholes for you to worry about. Present the truth as best you can. It will have to be enough. Now come. I promised that I would not delay you.
She is a good actress. The rise in her tone, the way the metered way she says particular sentences, especially that, indeed she does, Commander Shepard. That's good acting right there. Oh God, don't screw this up. Not for Tali. Don't screw it up for Tali.
This conclave is brought to order. Blessed are the ancestors who kept us alive, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this season. Keep us alive.
Did they tell you don't build the geth?
The accused Tali Zora Vas Normandy has come with her captain to defend herself against a charge of treason.
Objection! A human has no business at a hearing involving such sensitive military matters.
Then you should not have declared Tali crew of the Normandy, Admiral Chorus. By right as Tali's captain, Shepard must stay.
You done played yourself.
Objection withdrawn.
Shepard Vas Normandy, your crew member Tali Zora stands accused of treason. Will you speak for her?
All right, what am I gonna say?
If it helps Tali, I will. But in her heart, she remains Tali Zora Vas Nima, a proud member of the migrant fleet. I regret that her captain is forbidden to stand at her side today.
Nobody has been forbidden from anything. It is a simple...
Lie to them if you must, Zalcoris, but don't lie to me and expect me to stay silent. The human is right.
Admirals, please. Shepard's willingness to represent Tali Zora in this hearing is appreciated. Tali, you're accused of bringing active guests to the migrant fleet. What say you?
First of all, with the two admirals, they couldn't find somebody with the accent. I mean, I don't know what the actress that's playing Ron is. I think maybe she's Pakistani or Middle Eastern, maybe Jordan, something in Egypt. But you should have gotten the same actors. It's sort of like that, what was the captain there on the planet that we saved? That was her, was the Marine. I mean, doing one voice that's different from the other is fine, but doing all the voices, especially the admirals who don't, their I can't say that word. Pilgrimage was quite a long time ago. Why would they have like the accents of, say, the off-world that they were at? It wouldn't make sense. A Marine that's always off-world, he might. That makes sense. But I think they did a casting for the Quarians so far, except for Ron, who a brilliant casting choice, because she's just good. She would have been good as any character. I just don't think it makes sense to have you got a British guy there and you got some guy that sounds from California.
Tali would never endanger the migrant fleet. She pleads not guilty.
I left parts and technology for teams to pick up. My father ordered me to do so, but I would never send active geth to the fleet. Everything I sent was disabled and harmless.
Then explain how Geth seized the lab ship where your father was working.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
What are you talking about? What happened?
As far as we can tell, Tali, the Geth have killed everyone on the Alarai. Your father included.
Oh, man.
What? Oh, Keela.
I appreciate the need for this trial, Admirals. But right now, our first concern must be the safety of the migrant fleet. The Normandy stands ready to assist in whatever capacity necessary.
Thank you. Quarian strike teams have attempted to retake the ship, so far without success.
Shepard, we have to take back the Alarai.
The safest course would be to simply destroy the ship. But if you are looking for an honorable death instead of exile...
I'm looking for my father, you Boshtet!
You intend to retake the Alarai from the Geth?
Easy, Tali.
This proposal is extremely dangerous.
See, and there's Tali. So, see, Tali, outside of Liara, see, her progression as a character still makes sense. You could tell she's more mature. You could tell when we met her that she knows there's bigger causes than her pilgrimage, and that she's an adult now and she has responsibilities. But then her youth comes when she calls him a Boshtet. See, her character is making sense in both these games. Liari doesn't. I'm sorry, she doesn't. I mean, Ashley, as much as it's just, I don't know if we're gonna see Ashley in a bit. Maybe she'll come back, but Ashley's did make sense that she couldn't, you know, with Shepard and everything. But I mean, it was kind of like a lazy out for that, and I think it was because of all the players calling Ashley a racist and saying Kaidan was boring. But anyways, Tali's makes the most sense. Garrus doesn't make a lot of sense either. Well, Garrus makes sense, but there should have been more to it. I think Garrus's was very empty. It was paper thin. But Tali, I'm liking what they're doing with Tali. So Tali must have been a favorite over there at BioWare.
With your permission, Admirals, yes. The good of the fleet must come first. And Tali needs to find her father.
Agreed. And if you die on this worthy mission, Tali, we will see that your name is cleared of these charges.
We can discuss that later.
Then it is decided.
So Kolis has a beef against her father. That's...
You are hereby given leave to depart the Raya. A shuttle will be waiting at the secondary docking hangar. Be safe, Tali. This hearing will resume upon your return, or upon determination that you have been killed in action.
Such a good voice, such a good actress. Oh, and she's got a heavy heart there. That's why we had our weapons.
Thank you for agreeing to take back the Alarai, Shepard. The Admiral sounds sure that my father is already dead, but I don't know. We won't know anything until we get there.
Hey, okay? Listen, maybe your father's there and he's gonna clear things up, and that's gonna do away with this mission.
How are you holding up? They just threw a lot of fire at you, even before telling you about your father.
I knew this would be bad, but I guess you're never really prepared to be charged with treason. And my father, I don't know. He could still be alive. They don't know for certain that he's dead. I just don't know, Shepard, and I need to find out.
Is there anyone here you want to talk to before we go?
We can talk with the Admirals. It might help us to see what their viewpoints are, but I doubt we'll change anyone's mind by talking to them privately.
Well, we're gonna know why Kolis. We're gonna find out why Kolis hates your father.
Let's go.
Right. The sooner we get to the Alarai, the sooner we'll know what happened.
Shepard, the secondary docking hangar is through the conclave chamber where you are now. The shuttle they have provided is unarmed.
Understood.
Whatever Geth are on the Alarai have likely built more of themselves. Expect heavy resistance.
You set me up, Shala. You told Captain Donna not to say anything? I don't hear that my father may be dead until I'm in the trial? Why?
The Admirals needed to hear the shock in your voice, Tali. Otherwise, they might not have let you try to retake the Alarai. That is your best chance at recovering evidence that can exonerate you. I am sorry. We cannot afford sensitivity, Tali.
Oh, what a great... What a great part right there. Ron is very intelligent. She knows how to play the political game. And again, Tali shows her immaturity. Automatically go into this. And I'm siding with Ron. That was perfect. So everybody heard how shocked Tali was. Everything.
At least someone here is looking out for Tali. Will retaking the Alarai really help her case?
Tali showing a desire to correct mistakes she may have made will make up for a lot of lost ground. But more importantly, you may find evidence of what happened. With luck, it will exonerate Tali from any wrongdoing.
I'm supposed to care about that now?
Tali,
all I want
stop.
to do is find
You
Father.
gotta stop,
You
Tali.
should get to the Alarai soon. Is there anything else I can tell you?
What can you tell us about the Alarai?
Not much, I'm afraid. Real Zora only said that he was researching new defense technology.
He told me only that he needed any Geth parts or pieces I found. I assumed he was testing weapons on Geth components.
We knew nothing until the Alarai sent a distress signal, then went dead. We didn't even know about the Geth until a boarding team was attacked.
You're saying there's no data about the inside of the ship?
That's exactly what I am saying. The Marines who survived and escaped saw bodies in the halls. We must assume the worst.
No, we don't.
Tali, she's trying to help you. You gotta calm down.
How long have you known Tali's family?
Since before Real was an admiral. 25 or 30 years, I'd guess. I was there when Tali was born. Her mother and I had synced up our suits so we could be in the same open-air room. I was sick for a week, but it was worth it. I was the one who took Tali from her mother and put her in the bubble. She cried so hard.
I want to hear more about how the Quarians are as babies and toddlers.
I don't understand. You put your children in bubbles?
I do understand, but I just want to hear about them.
It's a step between relying on the mother's immune system through nursing and getting a suit of one's own.
The bubbles let parents take their children out of the clean rooms safely. We don't wear suits until adolescence.
There's a celebration when a child gets her first suit. It's a coming of age.
I'm not hearing much about Rael's involvement in Tali's life.
It's difficult to explain. I shouldn't.
It's all right, Anshala. No secrets between shipmates. I think I told Shepard about my father.
If you say so. Rael was committed to the Quarian cause. That didn't leave him a lot of time for his family. He wanted to give Tali and her mother the home world, or a strong fleet at least. That was how he showed his love.
Yeah, that's how a lot of fathers show their love. It's a difference between men and women. They do it by providing and protecting. It's an innate kind of thing in men. It really is weird. You know, as much as I say that I've been a bachelor. I've been a bachelor and everything. I still have that. That's it hurts. But you know what? I haven't found. I'd rather have not found somebody than. And again, I think I mentioned this before, where it's just my learning disorder with Asperger's. It's just not something that is relationship material. Women need certain things from men. They need security. They need that time. You know, a lot of women just want you to kind of be there. And unfortunately, with my mind, it's just I get obsessed with certain things, certain problems, and I'll spend more time on things than I would on people, and I can't really relate to people. And that's something that you just can't kind of have that whole relationship dynamic. It doesn't work unless it's a woman that can make it work. And unfortunately, that's a kind of a burden. That's a very heavy burden to give to a woman, a wife, a mother, to say that she has to work extra to find a different way for an Asperger's man to kind of open up or show emotion or caring, that kind of thing, because it doesn't come naturally. Anyways.
What kind of evidence will carry weight with the admirals?
Tali, you admitted to sending Geth parts to your father for his project.
Yes, but never anything that could have come back online on its own. I took every possible precaution.
Then find records of your shipment and experiments. Something that proves you were careful. Something that proves that this is all just a terrible accident that nobody could have foreseen.
Or that if Tali made a mistake. Tali could have made a mistake, or we'll learn something new about the Geth.
There seem to be some other arguments going on among the admirals.
You caught that? Yes, the Geth's presence makes this a touchy issue. The Admiralty Board is trying to determine whether to focus on colonial development or attempt to retake the home world.
You're thinking of war with the Geth?
I am not, Tali, but others are.
I know the migrant fleet is formidable, but even you can't take on the Geth.
We grow tired of wandering the stars, Shepard. We want our world back. We have paid enough for our mistake. I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm telling you which way the wind is blowing.
Yeah, the wind. Yeah, okay.
We should move on.
Good luck on the Alarai.
It's just weird that Garrus isn't saying anything.
If anyone can retake the Alarai, Talizora can.
Alright, I think this was the one sticking up for Tali.
Tali. I'm glad Admiral Rahn got you leave to hit the Alarai.
Oh, yep, this is the one.
Hopefully you'll find something that clears your name.
I'm more concerned with finding my father, Admiral.
I wish you luck. Blow up some Geth on the way. And your Captain Shepard, Admiral Hangarel Vasnima. You got Admiral Corris backing up worse than a Krogan toilet. I'd love to see Tali's captain knows how to handle a courtroom.
I'm just here to help Tali, Admiral.
I'm glad someone is.
You believe I'm innocent, don't you, Admiral?
I know you and your father. You put too much of yourselves into this fleet to do anything to jeopardize our safety. And you're both smart enough not to make mistakes like the ones they're saying you made.
Can you tell me anything about the Alarai?
Nothing good. We sent some of our best Marines into that hellhole. Damn few made it back. Whatever Rael was doing, it blew up in his face. The ship is crawling with Geth. Don't go in expecting survivors.
Admiral, my father, your friend, is on that ship.
I know that, Tali, but if Shala hadn't suggested you might volunteer, we'd already have destroyed the Alarai. That's where we stand.
Tali, you're...
Can you tell me about the other admirals? Anything that might help me change their minds about Tali?
The one you didn't recognize, Tali, is Admiral Zen. She's on the fence. She takes fleet safety very seriously. On the other hand, she's always been in favor of studying the Geth. I hope she sees the benefits of Rael's research.
She's the one we gotta sway.
Is the same whining suit wetter he always was.
You disagree with Admiral Corris's policies, I'm guessing. Or is it personal?
The man is a damn Geth apologist. Thinks we were wrong to try to destroy them centuries ago. He wants us to search for new colony possibilities instead of taking back the home world. Any research on the Geth makes him angry. You don't have much of a chance with him, I'm afraid.
Alright, so he isn't so bad. Okay, so he just has a different see? So this is turning out to be pretty good. I'm liking this one. Of course, see, I told you they really put a lot of thought into Tali's side mission.
You and Tali's father go back a long ways?
We served together on the gunship Yaska during a bad Batarian raid. We were kids, serving pre-pilgrimage as trainees. A crew of 10, and 6 were dead. Kinetic barriers were down. Rael and I were alone on the bridge, and the Batarians had drawn off a tramp freighter.
Did you save the freighter?
Our ship was under orders to hold position, but Rael looked at me and said, "We're underage. They can't charge us for breaking formation." He took the helm, I took weapons, and we brought that freighter back. The crew called us heroes. The brass called us idiots. They slapped medals on our suits, then kicked us off to pilgrimage a bit earlier than usual. That's rail for you.
Tally's father seems like a great man, or a great Quarian.
It sounds like we're dealing with more politics than just Tally bringing back equipment.
You noticed that, did you? Tally's father wasn't just running weapons tests on the Geth for fun. He was looking for something to give us an edge when we attacked the Geth in full-scale war.
I know Father wanted to retake the homeworld someday, but are we that close?
I don't know, kid. We almost had the votes. We just need to give people hope for victory.
I hope the Quarian people find some place to live, Admiral, but it sounds like you're playing with fire.
We're too comfortable now, Shepard. We've got the largest fleet in the galaxy and we just ride around doing nothing.
We might need that fleet to help fight the Reapers, Admiral.
Then we need a world to shelter our non-combatants while we do it.
Something tells me that Kolis might be right. And Garel and Rael might have been
misguided.
Thanks for the information.
Hang in there, kid.
Thank you, Admiral.
And even Tally, because remember Tally, she wants the Geth destroyed too.
Judging by your ability to play to a crowd, human, I have done Tali a favor by stripping Vas Nima from her name.
Commander Shepard, this is Admiral Zalkoris Vas Quib. Do not ask about the name.
I take no pleasure in this, Tali, truly. But you have gravely endangered and dishonored our fleet.
Can you tell me anything about the Alarai?
Only that you should have let us destroy it. When we find the evidence of what Tali and her father did there, any hope of convincing the other admirals will die.
I did not bring active Geth to the Alarai, Admiral. I know how dangerous that would be. I only brought pieces.
The captured ship with its crew slaughtered by living beings in pain belies your argument.
You have a ship named Quib?
Oh, here we go.
Our people have, during difficult periods, purchased pre-owned vessels from other cultures. And have, on occasion, had difficulty altering the ship's registry information. The citizens of these foreign-named ships have borne the stigma of these names with grace and honor.
If it bothers you, maybe you should find another ship.
I've occasionally entertained the idea of requesting a transfer. Something with a nice, respectable name, like the Defrons or the Ictomy. But I am proud of the Quib. And I will not flee because of petty insults.
Okay, so he's a principled guy. He's a principled Quarian. And he's confident enough in himself.
What exactly is your problem with my crew member, Admiral?
I respect Tali immensely. Her actions against Saren are to be lauded.
Yeah, he doesn't
but
dislike
like
her.
her father, she wants nothing but the destruction of the Geth. The people we created. The people we wronged.
The Geth drove us from our homeworld.
Of course they did. We tried to kill them.
Oh. You guys started it.
You and the other admirals appear to have some disagreements beyond Tali's trial.
You are correct. Tali, I apologize for it being brought into your proceedings. The other admirals are pushing for war. Rael Zora was researching new weapons to use against the Geth. They would see our fleet destroyed in the skies over our homeworld, rather than find a new colony and adapt.
Can the Quarians coexist with the Geth after all your history?
I don't know. We all deserve to find out. They are our children, Shepard. We have all done horrible things to each other, but it has to end. For both groups. That is why I cannot sanction whatever experiments you helped enable, Tali Zora. I believe this message needs to be sent.
I understand, Admiral. I do not agree with you, but I understand.
Good. All right. Now, all right. Good. So Tally's...
We should move on.
Goodbye, Tali Zora. Be well.
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
I don't hate you, Tali. I just think your father's plans for war were wrong.
Yeah. Okay. This is very interesting, and I'm liking this very much. I'm liking this. I am. Who's right? Who's wrong? Can peace be brought up? Who knows?
Shepard spoke well to the admirals. Shepard? How did you get onto the Raya?
Veter!
Shepard is here to help me with my trial.
Oh yes, I heard about that. I hope you didn't really do what they said you did.
No, Vitor. I would never endanger the fleet.
Oh, well, good. So, can I help you with anything? I mean, probably not, but you helped me.
Tali could use some friends right now. Would you be willing to tell the admirals how she helped you?
No, I mean, yes, but I already did. They came to see me. I didn't want to talk in a crowd.
Vitor is doing well, but he isn't ready for a public speech just yet.
I talked to them. So did that soldier, Cal Rieger. We both
Cal
told them
Rieger.
about how you helped us. I hope it helped.
I'm sure it did, Vitor. Thank you.
Oh. You're a sweet one,
Do you
Veter.
remember anything else about the Collectors? Anything at all?
Nothing new. I'm sorry. Every time I go back to that place in my mind,
Oh.
Vitor, come back. It's okay.
I'm sorry,
I
Veter.
want to help, but I can't. I didn't see anything, and what I remember...
Don't worry, Vitor. We're going to find the things that did this, and we're going to kill them.
Good. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked that.
Take care of yourself, Vitor. Not many could have gone through what you did and come out sane.
I know. I didn't. But thank you, Commander. It's only because of your help that I've come this far.
You're sane, Vitor. You'll get better.
Tali Zora, given the circumstances, are you certain that speaking to me is appropriate?
I'm looking for information about the Alarai. I don't intend to bribe you in the middle of the plaza, Admiral.
Pleasure to meet you, Commander Shepard. We owe you a debt of gratitude for your actions against the Geth.
Tali was with me. Saren and the Geth would have destroyed us all without her help.
Your political machinations are transparent, Commander. They are also unnecessary.
Yeah.
If you and your father were actually experimenting on active Geth subjects, then you are simply idiots. No reason to waste resources on a trial. If not, then this was a tragic accident in the pursuit of a higher cause. Again, no trial is needed to determine that.
Well, she's very pragmatic.
Can you tell me anything about the Alarai?
Little. We detected several communication signatures before the Geth jammed the comm systems. Given the likely networked intelligence requirements for taking over a ship, expect between 10 and 50 units.
Whoa, 50.
Then this can't have anything to do with me. I only sent parts and pieces, and certainly not enough to make that many Geth.
It sounds like your ideas about synthetics are in the minority.
Yes, at least on the Admiralty board, Han Gerrel sees an enemy that must be crushed. Zalcorus would run away and hide on some new colony world. Shala-Ran is still undecided. I had thought Rael to be firmly in Han's camp, but if his experiments were on active Geth, perhaps we have ideas in common.
If we don't find Rael alive on the Alarai, what do you think will happen?
The power balance will be disrupted. Han loses a vote for his foolish and self-destructive war. That would favor peace then, as Shala-Ran is too careful to risk her own neck. But if the Admiral replacing Rael agrees with me, things could become very exciting.
No, she doesn't think Rael was right, does she?
You support experiments on living creatures?
Rael should have felt no more guilt experimenting on Geth than I did while performing surgery on a childhood toy.
The fact that you performed surgery on your childhood toys explains a great deal, Admiral.
A ship travels faster than I can. With the right programming, it can choose locations, even defend itself when attacked. But it is just a machine. It was built for the sole purpose of serving its master, and it can be dismantled whenever its master desires.
Okay, alright, so she's basically their machines. What? She's not wrong.
If you're not interested in this trial, why not recuse yourself?
Recuse!
Let that aging warship, Han Gerrel, and the cowardly Zalcorus be the ones to chart this course. I think not. The broader purpose underlying the trial is too important. Tali Zora is only peripherally related. No offense intended.
And what is the true purpose of this trial, Admiral?
To determine whether Quarians should fear their past mistakes or reclaim their glory using our natural affinity for artificial intelligence.
So the only reason you care about this is because Rael might have learned something valuable from the Geth?
Indeed. If he has, then even in this accident we may find something worthwhile.
You want to create new AIs?
No, Tali Zora.
I wish to return the Geth to the control of their rightful masters, the Quarian race.
You're insane.
All right, so now we got three different motivations here, and Tali's just being used. She's being used as a political ploy, so these admirals can have their case be the most reasonable in the eyes of the Quarians. So she wants to get the Geth back under control. The other one wants peace with them and to have them live as beings, independent beings, and the other one wants to destroy them.
Thank you for the information.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Okay. I am liking where this is going. Cal.
Call Rieger.
I'm sorry,
Shepard,
Rieger.
Talizora. Good to see you both.
Not Cal.
Wish you were under better circumstances.
What did they get from our readings?
Damnedest things, just like they said. No way the sun on Haystrom should have been acting that way.
So that dark energy theory is right. That's troubling.
Can't really comment on that, ma'am. I just shoot things.
So, but... Alright,
What are you doing aboard the Raya?
What is
it
that
sounds
gonna...
like you gave your report to the Admiralty already.
Well, I stayed to argue the charges against Talizora. I've served with her, and she deserves better than what she's getting.
Thanks, Cal.
Just stating facts, ma'am.
It is Cal.
Have you had any luck talking to the Admiralty board?
Admiral Ron asked my opinion about the Geth since I'd fought on Haystrom. She and Admiral Gerrel are hoping you'll kill a bunch of Geth to get the crowd on your side, then find evidence to clear your name. They were hesitant, but, well, you didn't have many other options, ma'am. I recommended getting you onto the Alarai. I hope you can handle it.
You did the right thing. Thank you.
You said that your mission had something to do with dark energy.
Right. Remember the damn sun on Haystrom? Shorted out everything. Way too much radiation? The sun's getting old. Only it's not. Dark energy. It's reducing the mass of the star's interior. Techs are worried.
Okay.
Do you think the Geth are responsible for what's happening to Haystrom's sun?
Keela, I hope not. They can screw up a star. Our chances in war are even worse than I thought.
I don't think this is the Geth. It would take massive time and resources to affect a star like this deliberately. It's too inefficient to be a weapon, and even the Geth wouldn't destroy a useful star system. Besides, they didn't show up until we did.
Yeah, hope you're right, man. Synthetic bastards are bad enough as it is.
So this is the Reapers that are doing this.
What does that dark energy buildup mean? Is it something we should worry about?
Sorry, Shepard, I don't know what it means. Just that it has the scientists worried.
Hopefully it's isolated, some rare phenomenon. If dark energy can destabilize solar material. Probably not something to worry about now, but resources in this galaxy are scarce enough without stars suddenly going dead.
Some days I think flying around in the fleet without a planet of our own is the right idea.
How have you been, Rieger? You took kind of a beating on Haystrom.
Physical damage wasn't bad. I was down for about a week with infection, though. Figure I got off easy. I don't have to face those admirals.
With your immune systems, it couldn't be easy for Quarians to fight a war. You'd lose more people to infection than injury.
We can't afford a frontline attack, that's for sure. Have to fight smart. Ideally from orbit.
We do have stockpiles of antibiotics. It's not as though everyone would die from a single shot.
No, Shepard's right. You've only seen our strike ops tally. Don't have all the fancy equipment in a frontline fight. Supplies get strained. Things get ugly, fast.
We should get going.
Good luck on the Alarai.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
Talizora and her father are out of control. This is on their heads.
So that, yeah, that's another thing. You can't have the Quarians fight. I mean, you know, one reason, you know, I wouldn't hit on Tali, even though Kelly says she thinks that way about me. It's like, dude, I could kill her. It's like, oh, here's an orgasm and a death sentence.
The human can work a crowd, I'll admit that much.
Why, thank you. So this is not the way. Oh, this is the way.
Anyone can retake the Alarai. Talizora can.
Okay. Is this just so it can, like, the loading zone would be
Shepard spoke
better?
well to the admirals.
Even during the hearing, Tali'Zorah's first thought is to protect the fleet.
The Quarian's behind you, Tali. And I'm hearing that humming that she was talking about in Mass Effect 1. That constant humming. Nice touch.
Tali'Zorah Vast Nima. Oh, sorry. I mean Vast Normandy.
No offense taken. The change in name was not my choice.
Per Admiral Rand's orders, the shuttle is prepared for you and Captain Shepard Vast Normandy.
Can you tell us anything about what we'll find on the Alarai?
I'm afraid I don't know much. Not many Marines made it back from the initial assault. They talked about massive waves of Geth, though. More than there should have been.
There shouldn't have been any at all.
Right. I mean that they're afraid the Geth are building or repairing more of themselves from materials on the Alarai.
Alright.
Let's head to the Alarai.
Of course. I'll unlock the shuttle now. Good luck with those Geth, Tali'Zorah. Kira Selai.